Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I will talk about the module 1, which is fill in the application form for the e-recruitment for the database. My name is Amirul Iman bin Ahmed Kifli. Today project overview, which is in the cooperated world, the recruitment of a new staff member for a position is far from easy. It is often meticulously conducted process to filter out every job applicant to ensure only the of the batch is left, and those left post all the traits and qualities sought by the organization. This in turn leave a whole lot of data to be stored, which contain data of the job applicant. Because, for example, if you have a process for the recruitment is very long, which is you need to filter in for the data assessment and then the interview. So it take a lot of time because of the process, and it's not easy for the companies to filter to find the staff member that they needed, and it take a lot of data because, for example, the data, the background profile, the educational profile, so it take a lot of data for each job applicant when they apply for the job. In the current world, a manual file-based system is used widely among companies and organizations to store the data. However, the system is excruciatingly outdated and cause some serious problem in this paper. We will discuss the underlying problem within the file-based system while suggesting an alternative to combat this problem. Okay, we go to the current issue, which is firstly time consuming. The process to recruit the new job applicant to become the employee take a lot of time and process, as the system to choose the recruitment is still using file-based system. The system will consume a lot of time because each program or part or system manage them. For example, the educational background will handle by its part, then the skills and leadership were handled by each system part. So when this each of them managed by their own self, so it will take a lot of time consuming. For example, the companies want to find the data about one job applicant, so it take a lot of time because it's file-based system, so it take a lot of time because human manage the file. So it take a time to find data that they needed. Next, this system also cannot cross-reference to or process the information in the file with a big number of data. So a lot of time needed to process the information manually, and this will take more time to resolve the problem. The file-based system also will be a problem as it will consume unnecessary time to find the data and information. For example, the skills and leadership and the educational cannot cross-reference of their data, which is the file cannot cross-reference of the data, and it cannot process a lot big number of data because human all big number. So because any big number cannot be consumed in the one time, so it will need a lot of time to from little by little, so it take a lot of time. Next, the manforce. File-based system require a lot of manforce just to manage job recruitment. From the resume screening until employment offer letter and record keeping, manpower is needed to make sure the process runs smoothly. More manpower means more man hours are used. This means the company need to invest more of their money by having a lot of manpower, although they could just focus on investing their money for a lot of more important expenses by having a lot of manforce. Also, the process tend to face a lot of random error, or such as miscalculation and data loss. So the math force, because the people manage the file-based system, so it means we need to use a more force. So when we use a lot of force, so the company need to invest more money in them. So this means it's not a good idea to use a lot of force, and we need to spend more on them because nowadays there is a database system. So why we still want to use file-based management? Next, duplicate the data. File-based system, we have a crucial problem of having a lot of data, and sometimes because the process is manual, so carelessness or employment can happen and misplace of data. So it will make them lost the data and will make it a problem to give information. Besides, the carelessness of job applicant and employee will cause duplicate of data because some data will be saved in different program, which will make it difficult to process data. File-based system also face for the FISA query. File-based system also will face the problem, as each report that an employee require will necessitate the creation of a new program to produce appropriate queries. Besides, if any new attribute or requirement need to update in the system, file-based system need to make a new file. This will waste the time. Besides, it burden the employee and the job applicant. Next, there is recruitment, which is the stakeholder is Miss Marion Tan, the position which is a senior executive at the Technocom Systems Sdn Bhd. And the objective of the e-recruitment, which is to find a new method, which is to find a new method to create a e-recruitment become more database management system. Okay, the proposed solution, which is physical DFD. Okay, based on this, we want to highlight about three type, which is highlight what we want to solve the from the problem statement, which is consuming, time consuming, man force, and duplicate of data and physical queries. So this proposed solution is based on what we want to solve. Firstly, what we want to create, which is we want to create a more data store, which is data store can manage all of these four problems. So data store is needed. So from this graph, from this page, you can from this picture, you can see there are five data store that have been created, which is the D1 applicant info, applicant info, which is will store the applicant information form after the job applicant such as fully submit their form. Then the D2 is record keeping, which is the interview record data store, which in detail of all the interview from the job applicant, from the job applicant answer until their marks. Then the D3 is a hiring panel, which is data store which keep the profile of the hiring panel. The D4 is accepted applicant data store where the detail about the accepted applicant info and their interview record. Then the D5, which is accepted. Okay. Then the record keeping, which is it will record all the accepted offer letter, accepted letter. Okay. Based on this, why I say it will resolve the problem, because this data store approach will solve the problem as it's time consuming, as the data are unique and secure. The duplication of data, because the data will be unique for all of them and it can detect any duplication, and will not data loss, because if power loss happen in the system, so it will have a backup system. Okay, next the chart diagram, which is chart diagram based on chart diagram. Firstly, job applicant will fill in the form for the background profile, educational background, recent employment, and skill and leadership. After finish, all the data for each of them, each of the form will be recorded in each of their file, and then this file will be kept in the applicant data store. After that, and the applicant click the submit button, then all the file will merge in one file for each of the job applicant and sent to the HR talent acquisition. And after they have sent the file have been sent to the HR. The process specification, which is process 1.1 until process 1.4, is quite the same, which is after a job applicant need to fill in their profile, and then all of the data that he fill in the form will move to the applicant info. But if one of the form did not fill in, so it will be subtract from it. It also happen to the educational background, recent employment, and skill and leadership. For the process 1.5, which is submit the HR talent, which is if all the applicant form is complete, then send all the applicant into the HR talent acquisition. Okay, for the self-refresher, which is what the SLD course mean, which is SLD is you can find it teach us about the technique, a new technique and approach to develop a system, which is SDLC. And then we learn about the process conceptual of system, which is we want to create a flow of the system. And then the physical, which is from the conceptual, we want to create a physical, which is can create the system more true reality. And learning SAD help to understand about the information gathering, how to interview, what type and questionnaire. This can help us in the interview. And lastly, the process specification is primitive process, which is a process of instruction and understanding on how the system work. Okay, hi-fi prototype based on SAD concept, which is hi-fi mock up prototype, which is from the based on conceptual DFD process of the system, which help to understand the flow. The prototype is based on the concept of the physical DFD, which we will physical the conceptual DFD to see the system can be created. And prototype is based on chart diagram, which is the subsystem of system to specify the detail. The process specification is one on the way to create the prototype, as the process specification will be the guideline of how the user will use the system. Okay, next we go to the hi-fi prototype for the demo, which is first page. The first page will be the background profile. At the background profile, the job applicant need to fill in the full name, the number IC, address, state, their gender, their phone number, email, and marital status. After that, they need to upload their picture, which is in this, and this is the upload file button, which is if the job applicant have any soft copy of the evidence, which for example IC number, the marital status, they can click the button to upload their soft copy. Okay, then all the data, which is the data, if the any job applicant fill in the form, and then all the data that have been filled in will be kept in the file and saved to the applicant info data store. But for example, when you go to the second educational background, and then you forgot you for example, you want to forgot about the email. I will create the email. For example, Amirul gmail.com. But then you have typed the email and it have been kept in the applicant info data store. But you just realize, which is you make a mistake and you want to go to undo your mistake by go back to the page. You still can go back to the data background profile and make a change, which is Amirul Iman gmail.com. So this thing can happen for all the page until for the page. You can still fill in the form. Okay, for the educational background, which is they have educational background, course training, language proficiency, and the picture that have been uploaded. So if the picture have been uploaded at the background profile, the picture will be stick to the all of the page. And the upload file, if you have a soft copy of evidence about the educational background, you can click the upload file. And then the employment profile, which is the previous employment information, credit card information, upload file, which is the same. Okay, skills certificate, leadership and awards, upload file. And there is a new one, which is the submit. But for the submit button, which is if you click the submit button, you want to all the it means that you have complete all the form that and the soft copy that you want to write, you want to tell, and then after that the all the information will be merged into one file and will be sent to the HR talent acquisition. So HR talent acquisition. So I want to go back to the background, and if you have a soft copy of the background profile, so you click to the upload file, and then it will direct you to the the database drive, which is you can upload your soft copy, for example, an RIC, marital status, and education background, course training, language proficiency, and you can go back by clicking this icon. It's also same for the employment process for profile. You can upload the file and employment profile, skills, leadership. You can still go back. Okay. For the after you have finished and fill in the form, click submit the button and it will send to the HR talent acquisition. So for this, after you have sent the HR talent acquisition, it means that your form have been complete. So if you want to make any change in your form after you have clicked the submit button, you cannot do that because is the your form already have been sent to the HR talent acquisition. That's all from me. Thank you very much.